What happens when we die? Is it the end or a new beginning? For centuries, humans have pondered this mystery. From ancient rituals to modern science, we have searched for answers to the eternal question: does consciousness survive death? In this thought-provoking exploration, we dive into neuroscience, quantum physics, spirituality, and philosophical insights to uncover what really lies beyond. Before we begin, like this video, subscribe, and drop a comment about your own thoughts on life after death. Consciousness is the one thing we experience most directly, yet understand the least. Where does it come from? How does the brain turn electricity into awareness? Despite massive advances in neuroscience, no theory fully explains how subjective experience arises. This is known as the hard problem of consciousness. Some scientists believe it's a product of the brain. Others think it's fundamental to the universe, like space and time. People who've been clinically dead sometimes return with powerful experiences. Seeing a bright light, feeling peace, meeting deceased relatives, watching their body from above. Dr. Raymond Moody coined the term near-death experience, NDE, and studied thousands of cases. Are NDEs hallucinations from a dying brain or glimpses of another realm? Some occur even when brain activity is zero, raising questions science can't yet answer. Can consciousness exist without the brain? Mystical traditions, shamans, and yogis believe in astral projection, lucid dreaming, and soul travel. Case studies of patients under anesthesia, coma, or brain damage who still report rich experiences challenge the materialist model. Could it be that the brain doesn't generate consciousness, but rather receives or filters it, like a radio? Quantum physics challenges our understanding of reality. Particles exist in superpositions, entangled across time and space. Physicist Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff propose that consciousness arises from quantum processes in microtubules within neurons. Could these processes continue after death, or connect to a larger universal consciousness field? From the Egyptian Book of the Dead to Tibetan teachings, cultures have described life after death for millennia. Common themes include a soul leaving the body, judgment or life review, a journey to another plane. These myths may be metaphorical or reflections of real experiences passed down through generations. Some children remember past lives, names, places, details they couldn't possibly know. Dr. Ian Stevenson documented thousands of such cases at the University of Virginia. These accounts challenge the idea of one lifetime. They suggest a continuity of consciousness across incarnations. Dreams, meditation, and psychedelics open doors to altered states. People on ayahuasca, DMT, or psilocybin often report ego death, contact with entities, timeless realms, life reviews. These states mirror NDEs. Could they access the same realms the soul travels through after death? In physics, energy is never destroyed, only transformed. Could the same apply to consciousness? Some believe the soul is an energetic pattern that transitions into a new frequency, dimension, or body. Entropy drives change, but within chaos, new forms emerge. Death may not be decay, but evolution. Physicists like David Bohm suggest the universe is a hologram, a projection of deeper information. If reality is a simulation, consciousness may be the true player behind the game. Death, then, is logging out, not disappearing. Do only humans have consciousness? Elephants grieve their dead. Dolphins call each other by name. Trees communicate through root networks. If all life is conscious to some degree, could all life continue beyond death in its own way? From Tibetan Phawa to Mexican Dia de los Muertos, death rituals guide the soul's journey. Indigenous cultures see death as transition, not annihilation. Western science is now beginning to recognize the psychological and spiritual depth of these traditions. Millions report visits from departed loved ones, vivid dreams, sudden fragrances, flickering lights, meaningful coincidences. While skeptics dismiss them, the emotional impact is profound. Could the soul be reaching back across dimensions? Groups like INDS and the Windbridge Institute use scientific tools to study mediumship, near-death phenomena, transpersonal experiences. Though controversial, The research is growing, pointing to the need for a science of consciousness beyond death. Tech visionaries are chasing digital immortality. Could your mind be uploaded into the cloud? Would it really be you? Ray Kurzweil predicts we'll merge with AI. But consciousness may be more than neurons. It may need something deeper, something sacred. Time is not fixed. Physics shows it's relative, possibly even an illusion. If all time exists at once, then perhaps no one really dies. They simply shift awareness to another point in the timeline. Tibetan texts describe creating your afterlife experience based on karma and intention. Like a lucid dream, death may give you the tools to shape your next state. This idea appears in near-death stories, shamanic visions, and even quantum theory. What if matter arises from consciousness, not the other way around? Physicist Max Planck once said, "I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness." If that's true, you are not a body with a soul. You are a soul experiencing a body. And consciousness never dies. Could technology offer a new form of immortality? Some scientists and futurists believe we may one day upload our minds into digital systems. Companies like Neuralink, OpenAI, and Blue Brain are exploring brain-computer interfaces and neural simulations. What if we could scan every neural connection in your brain and recreate your consciousness in the cloud? Would it still be you? The philosophical questions are profound. Is a digital copy truly conscious or just a replica? Can awareness exist in silicon? Would the soul follow the code? Ray Kurzweil predicts a singularity, a merging of human consciousness with machines. Others imagine mind emulation or AI consciousness as the next step in evolution. Could this be the next version of the afterlife, not spiritual, but synthetic? Or does true consciousness require more than data, a spark, a presence, something that science can't yet encode? Modern physics reveals a mind-bending idea. Time might be an illusion. Einstein's theory of relativity showed that time is not absolute. It bends, stretches, and may not flow at all from a universal perspective. In fact, all of time, the past, present, and future, may exist simultaneously. What does this mean for death? If your consciousness is not confined to linear time, then perhaps your birth and death are just two coordinates in a larger, eternal whole. Mystics have long spoken of timelessness and eternal now. In altered states of consciousness, many report the collapse of time into pure presence. Could this be the state we return to after death? A realm beyond clocks and calendars, where the soul simply is. What if your beliefs, expectations, and emotional state shape your experience after death? This is the idea behind conscious creation in the afterlife, a theory found in Theosophy, Tibetan Buddhism, and some near-death accounts. According to this view, fear can create shadowy realms or confusion. Peace and love attract radiant, healing experiences. Focused souls can guide their journey more clearly. Much like in lucid dreaming, awareness matters. This aligns with the law of vibration, the idea that everything resonates and similar frequencies attract. If true, your state of mind at death could be a kind of launchpad. Some traditions train for this through meditation, mantra, and visualization to enter death not with fear, but with vision. Death, then, is not just an event, it's a rite of consciousness. Let's return to the root. What if consciousness is not something that arises from the universe, but the very thing from which the universe arises? This is the consciousness-first model, supported by ancient Vedantic philosophy, modern idealist metaphysics, and quantum interpretations. In this view, matter is a projection from mind. The cosmos is like a dream in the divine mind. You are not in the universe is in you. Physicist Max Planck once said, "I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness." If this is true, then death is not an erasure, but a return. A falling back into the ocean of awareness. A wave rejoining the sea. Not disappearance, but dissolution into origin. You are not just a mind in a body. You are consciousness experiencing itself as a human for a little while. And that awareness never dies. We want to hear your voice. Do you believe in life after death? Have you had an experience that made you question the boundaries of life and consciousness? Drop your thoughts, your stories, and your hopes in the comments below. Let's build a space where wonder lives. Like this video if it expanded your mind or made you feel more connected to the great mystery. Subscribe and hit the bell to join our growing community of thinkers, seekers, and dreamers. Share this with someone who's asking the same question: what comes next? This is DoDo Scientistry, and together, we'll keep exploring the edges of science, philosophy, and the soul. Until next time, stay conscious, stay connected, stay infinite.